Good morning. Welcome to your day. It's Reverend Sully here at the Reverend Sully Network, the Eric O'Sullivan channel. That's right, coming to you from the hub of the multiverse, Boston, Massachusetts, North America, planet Earth, third stone from the sun in the Sol system, which is located in the outer spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, which is located from our perspective inside of our local group of galaxies, which is inside of an even grander structure called the Virgo cluster of galaxies, which is inside of an even larger cluster called the Laniakea supercluster of galaxies, which is inside the known universe, which could be one tile in the great mosaic of a yet to be realized, yet to be plumbed, yet to be measured multiverse of all possibilities. That's right. A multiverse. Just like in the cartoons, in the movies, in the funny books. Welcome to Live and Learn, the morning gratitude show, where we start off our day with a little bit of gratitude. And I start off my day with a gratitude list. This gratitude list was suggested to me 6 years ago by Gary Beekler of Nerdrotic. God bless you, Gary. Lots of love to you, man. This video is for you. And I got to meet him at Dallas Fan Expo earlier this year. Got to shake his hand, got to get a picture with him, and I got to tell him to his face this. What I was a member at his channel in 2018, 2019. By 2020, April, I had to cut off all of my extras because I was on furlough from work with COVID lockdowns and things. So I had to get rid of Hulu. I got rid of Netflix a week before Cuties. So I can't say that I ditched Netflix in protest of Cuties. Exactly. But Hulu, Netflix, all of my YouTube subscriptions, and that was one of them. But I loved being on Gary's member streams, and this was back in the days when I started YouTubing, and I really started YouTubing in earnest in later 2020, and definitely by 2021. Hey, I just saw an old email from Mike Alonso, Clobbering Times, God bless you, rest in peace, from April of 2021 with a link to to the Global Geek Gang, one of the first shows I was ever on regularly. And but I started back on my iPhone with a tripod ring light phone clip, and so on a member stream, I cobbled this advice together from a couple of member streams that Gary gave some advices. People asked him questions like, "Hey Gary, how do I become a better YouTuber?" And he was like, well, and this is distilled, this is my paraphrase. He's like, well, all you need is a really good microphone, a decent webcam, and have something to say. And that's what I did. I bought a refurbished desktop computer. I got me a Blue Yeti boom mic arm kit, and a decent, webcam. And I started, this trip on YouTube. And he also suggested to those in need of, some spiritual solace, taking up gratitude. Now, Gary fully admits having a troubled youth and, being a criminal and serving his time for his crimes and his relapses that kind of ruined his businesses. He had a lot of Live and Learn. Live and Learn is the name of this show. It's something my mom said to me all my life, and I'll continue to say it for the rest of my life. And I think she got it from her mom, who got it from her mom, who got it from her mom. And this comes right from the old country, from Ireland. Live and learn, live and learn. And so Gary done a lot of living and learning. And so I got to meet him in Dallas, and I got to tell him this. It was like, dude, I mean, with the gratitude, you've really, really helped me with the gratitude list. Now I pay it forward. I'm trying to turn people on to gratitude, and by having a daily gratitude list video. And I know I do it in like a non-traditional manner. You're not supposed to be repeating the same things over and over again. I do it for effect and affect. You know the difference? I do it because it's a model. I'm an old school comic book fan, so you can open up a Bronze Age book and it's chock full of something called expository dialogue, where details are just given through story beats and in the word balloons and narrative captions that catches a new reader up really quick. Any new issue could be the first issue for a new reader, and anyone tuning into this channel for the first time might need to hear it. So I use what I call the patented Sully Foundation method, patent pending. So I start off a list of 11 things. It grew from 5 to 6 to 8 to 10, and it grew to 11, and it has room for more. And that's just the start of it. I just start off with these 11 different things. I roll out of my bed at 3:38 a.m. any given weekday. I'm already grateful for 11 things. I am grateful and blessed for my family. I am grateful and blessed for my friends. I am grateful and blessed for my family, my friends, my faith, my freedom, my health, my union job, a good night's sleep, a solid breakfast. The peace that comes from being a single man my age, my sobriety, in whatever form that takes today, with its highs and lows, its peaks and valleys, its wins and losses. It's the road that I'm on. I am mostly sober, and this is the most sober I've been in my adult life since I started drinking in high school. Seriously. And I'm most grateful for the U.S. military, for all active service members, for all veterans, and especially those who gave their lives and their ultimate sacrifice protecting our nation, our way of life, our borders, our sovereignty, the American dream, the American way. People still, by hook or by crook, try to get here from all around the world. We are still the melting pot. We are still the best country in history. The American Revolution keeps turning. Seriously. Revolution has a few definitions. So yeah, and it's just, so I was very, very charmed to meet Gary Buechler, and I don't fall for any of the online culture civil war and the fandom spaces. Like who you want to like, don't watch who you don't want to watch. I mean, it's about it, You don't like my channel, then don't watch it. Seriously. But if you do like it and you're just tuning in for the first time, think about subscribing. We're still a small growing channel. The YouTube is really flaky lately. So we lost 3 subscribers, we gained 3 subscribers, we lost 3 subscribers again. So it's like, I'm on the road to my first 1 million subscribers, and I can't do it without you. I'm very grateful and blessed for all the subscribers and everyone that watches the show and everyone that leaves a comment and everyone that hits the share button and everyone who subscribes and everyone who hits that hype button, whatever that does. I have no idea. The chicken marketing put that in there as some kind of, esteem building measure for like, hey, look at me, I'm helping. I don't know. I am not a misogynist. I play one on TV though. Let's see. And I start off this day with those 11 things, 12 things now. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful for my YouTube audience, for those people that tune in. I'm grateful for Wes at Thinking Critical, who's had me on his show for 3 years. So I go up to Gary and I'm like, "Hi, Gary. I'm Eric O'Sullivan. I'm a big fan." He's like, "Yeah, I know. I watch your show." He watches. Lots of people watch Wes. We talk about comics. We're one of the few we're one of the few shows that talk about comic books as a culture, a story. We talk about art. We're critical of the direction of the industry. We applaud what needs to be applauded, and we throw shade at what needs to be shaded. And that's the way it is. It's a lot like sports culture. I can't help but notice the similarities between the two. Such as, like, I'm from Boston. I've grown up with in the 20th century, before 2001, the New England Patriots could not win anything. We had 2 Super Bowl appearances before 2001. We lost them both. We were called the Patsies. We would go on to win 6 Super Bowls with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Between 2001 and 2019. But the Red Sox, before 2004, had won a World Series since 1914, I believe. The Boston Bruins, hadn't won a Stanley Cup since 1972. Boston Sports Radio would define to you a toxic fandom, whatever, the women and sissies who get, and God love you all. It's like, I know plenty of women, I know plenty of sissies, and I'm saying that in the sense of humor, not punching down in any marginalized communities. I'm just being cheeky. And but people who can't handle competition, people who can't handle ball busting, people who can't handle, the vibrant rivalries of sports, they can't handle them in sci-fi fictions. I mean, look at Star Wars, look at Doctor Who, look at Star Trek, and just yeah, huh? So buttons. That's what Ma said too. So coming full circle, it's like, we have every right to be critical. We have every right to show displeasure and disapproval of anything we want to. Good morning. My friend from the bus. Bus. Yeah, that's about it. It's the morning. Let's be grateful. Start your day off with some gratitude. The first thing I do, I roll out of bed. I'm already grateful for 11 things. I make some coffee. I make a breakfast. I make my bed. I do some stretches. I have a yoga ball. I do a back stretch. I stretch out my hamstrings. I do a full front. I can touch my toes and I can lay my palms of my hands on the floor. I can reach. I do that in the hot shower. I have an adjustable dumbbell, so I do 30-pound, dumbbells. First thing in the morning, just a little bit. I'm an active person. I'm a chef. I have to trust my body, and my body trusts me to get through this together. And let's see. 1 minute. 1 minute to 1 minute. Oh yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm getting older. It's like I'll be 53 in 3 weeks. Yeah. I mean, tomorrow is Halloween. And I'm hanging out with Thomas Gilkey for a little bit. We'll get some supper, find something to do. I think we're going to an arcade. I love pinball. I love pinball. I do. Pinball's my thing, man. So hopefully I'll find a Star Trek The Next Generation table, and I'll show them what's Riker's Poker. Riker's Poker isn't... I figured this out on the table itself way back then. It's like the holodeck video game part, and here comes the Here you go. And you press down like the plunger trigger while pushing down the flipper, and you get something called Riker's Poker, which is you play a hand of poker against Will Riker, a virtual Commander Will Riker, the first officer. There was an ongoing story beat about playing poker on the Trek. There's a bird feather on my shoe. Not anymore. There was 2. No, thank you. I'm allergic to bird feathers. I hold my phone in a certain position, so nobody thinks that I'm... So my hand is covering up the front-facing cameras, so nobody think... I don't want anyone to think I'm shooting video of them. Here we go. Awesome. Yay. On the way to work. First train of the day. I'm grateful for public transportation. I'm grateful for the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority, the MBTA, we lovingly refer to as the T. Grateful for... I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for my stepdad. I talk to him every day. I text him. I'm grateful for my aunties and my uncle. I talk to them every day. Just a good morning. I'm like start off my list. First thing, I'm grateful for my family. I'm getting older, and that's about it. Just gratitude. That's it. It's helped calm down the anger in my heart and in my mind. It's reformatted my self-talk to, my head isn't this constant churn of negative thoughts or of constantly arguing with imaginary people, whether I know them or not, or whether they're online. So, there comes a point you're totally over it. You're like, oh wow, another anonymous person with the opposite opinion of Star Wars. Oh wow, I wonder what the conclusion of this will be. Oh, whoop-de-doo. But no, it really helps you, gratitude's really reformatted my self-talk. Now it's no longer this churn of negative thoughts, negative emotions, constantly questioning, constantly arguing, honing arguments and just... No, it's like, it asks questions. It's a softer voice. It's gentle. And it's helping. It says things like, how is this helping? That's, good. Like, hey, you've been angry. Does it work? You got to run your anger, or your anger will run you. That's one of the most salient things I've ever heard from myself, from my inside. Is this the voice of the Lord? This is also the voice of wisdom, accrued wisdom that I've lived long enough, not just to gain wisdom, but now I can live wisdom in action. It's pretty cool. And it helps you get over a lot of it. It helps it helps with letting go of stuff, letting go of attachments, and furthering enlightenment. It's spirituality should be embraced. You can do it in any flavor you want. If you seek redemption through Christ, then do it. If you know, or any of the religions, or none of them, or take a little bit, do what I did. You take a little bit from each one. Buddha said, use what works, throw away that doesn't. It's like you use a raft to cross the pond, but do you carry the raft with you when you need it? Are you going to carry that raft around for the rest, your journey across land? Or are you going to leave the raft there? Maybe someone else can use it. I find Buddhism to be just so my cup of tea. And then Buddhism introduced me to Hinduism. And Hinduism's great. There is no concept of sin. There's a concept of karma. And karma is not sin. Karma is actually a very misunderstood through a Western lens. People think it's about just desserts and or just consequences. It's just karma just means action and intention, and your action and your intention can bind you to the cycle of birth and rebirth. But that's just Hinduism. They don't. But that's about it. I'm grateful for my religious studies, but for my spiritual studies, I'm grateful for the fact that I was able to finally conquer myself in meditation. That I'm able to meditate. That I'm not falling asleep while I'm meditating. If you're falling asleep while you're trying to meditate, that's perfectly natural. It just means that you're not getting enough rest. It means you're tired. You shouldn't be falling asleep while trying to meditate.
Entering North Quincy.
But if that happens, hey, make some adjustments. Try to, learn how to sleep better. I did. It took years. It took effort. And it took organization and dedication and discipline in a bedtime.
Entering North Quincy.
Putting the phone down, face down. I don't look at the phone until the alarm goes off at 3:38 a.m. That helped me, because I know I'd wake up in the middle of the night. You gotta pee, and then you'd be staring at that alarm clock. Being like, oh no, I only got 3 hours until I have to go to up. I'm not getting to sleep. Oh, I'm so stressed. Or tempted to respond to a tweet or a text and be like, no, I'm putting my phone face down. I'm going to bed. That's it. That's about it. I have a bedtime. I respect my bedtime. I get to sleep. I stay asleep. I'm grateful for the rest. My life is ruled by the principle of gratitude.
JFK UMass.
It really is. Thank you, Gary Beekler, for turning me on to gratitude and giving me some advices that made me a better YouTuber. It was such a pleasure to meet you and to say to you, hey, thanks for that advice about, getting a great microphone, a good camera. Because I did that, and look at me now. I'm on a show. I'm on a bigger show, and I do this, this is my hobby now. And I just, it was such a good experience meeting him and thanking him for gratitude and the YouTube advice. So, if all the people out there that, want to bash Gary for his past or his stance on the culture war or the message or entertainment, go for it. But that individual, that man, it's been more beneficial to this person than you and your bad opinion of him. I don't agree with everything he says. I don't agree with everything anyone says. Heck, I don't even agree with some of the stuff I think. But what I do know is that gratitude changed my life for the better. Thank you. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. Please like and subscribe. Hit that hype button. And we will see you tomorrow with a Politically Incorrect Friday. All right. Cheers. Bye-bye.